Welcome back to Inktober 2023, day 26. Look at this list. You remember back when this whole thing was filled? We were so innocent back then. We were all so innocent, so bright-eyed, so full of life. We are in the final stretch. Thank God. Thank God. I was thinking this morning as I was making the bed, which is the first thing I do usually. I wake up, make the bed. I was like, God, I'm ready for this to be done. Funny Figs here. What's up, Ray? Hey, I know it's been rough, but this has been genuinely a great time. Thanks, man. I'm happy to hear it. Happy to hear it. Yeah, it's a weird feeling because, as I've said pretty much all month, I don't think I've ever been more proud and personally rewarded and fulfilled with Inktober ever, right? Like I've enjoyed it, and I'm glad that people get to watch me draw what they want me to draw. But like, I've never been this proud. Like I love it. I love like everything I've drawn this month. There's nothing I hate. There's no, like, I don't feel like there's any duds. I think the one I did yesterday is like my least favorite, only because I feel like I've pushed myself a little further with posing and like dynamic posing and motion, and that one was a little stale just for being a profile. But I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. But yeah, it's an interesting feeling. It's like, dang, I'm burned out. Dang, I got other stuff I got to do. This is not really a high priority, but you know, hey, whatever. It is what it is. Bubble of O's here. Rather watch you draw things you enjoy drawing than Horse 56, despite all evidence to the... Well, thank you. Yes, all evidence to the contrary. Of course, Matt Elder might disagree. So today is remove. Day 26 is remove. And I do have a sketch. I didn't push myself all the way to like final artwork stage. Maybe that's going to bite me in the butt today. But it seems like the idea I had, which I think is a cool idea, is simple. So it's kind of, well, it's actually kind of directly linked to day 13. So I'm going to open that up again, just in case you missed it. So day 13 was Rise, and I had this creature, this shadow goblin, as I called it, that was being born from this crystal. This dark crystal. Not the dark crystal, but... so I have an idea that's directly linked to this. So it's also going to be kind of colored the same way. So I don't think it's going to be too terribly long. Of course, we could all be sitting here laughing about this in 6 hours from now. So here is the idea I had. So again, a lot of shadows, a lot of silhouette. This is like from the view of being inside of a, I don't know, a tunnel, a hole in the wall. And there's a character, not Spider-Man. It may look like Spider. It's not Spider-Man. Moving a boulder or rock to the side and finding the crystal that's in the prompt from 13. So it's obviously in shadow, it's in darkness. So I thought that'd be kind of a fun little callback. I am still trying to connect everything together. I'm going back through prompts now in these last few days going, is there anything that's just not at all connected to anything else? I'm trying to avoid having prompts that just have zero connections to anything. I mean, even just little visual cues, like just something. I'm hopefully tying everything together, so we'll see. Does it even matter? No. Nothing matters. Nothing matters anymore! Loki throwing his hands up as Pompeii. So, yes. So that's what we're going to do today. And no doodle stream tonight. Don't forget, no doodle stream tonight. Tonight we're doing Trunk or Treat with the Cub Scouts. Trunk or Treat tonight. I am not trunking. Oh, actually, Well, I'm gonna wait and see if Carlos pops in. If CRF Art Room pops in, we'll take a brief detour. But if not, we'll just move on. All right, so I don't know who this character should be.
Hi, Kevin.
Marlo Bricks is here. What's up, Ken? How you doing? No doodle stream tonight. Only sadness for the hole in the schedule. Yeah, I know. I know. It's sad times. Sad times. I don't necessarily know who this character is going to be, if they're even important, so I'm thinking just like a generic guard. So I was looking at like medieval guard wear, like classic medieval guard wear. You know, I'm talking like stuff like this, like classic guard guy, random guard. Ken says, working. I'll be listening more than watching. Sadly, that's okay. I'll describe it in great detail. In great detail. So yeah, I think that's what I want to do. We're not ready for final art yet, but like I said, it's not. Most of this is going to be in shadow, so I'm not terribly worried about time. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. You know, you never know. I'll glance over as I may. Bless you, sir. Bless you, sir. Always happy to have you. What a month. What a month. Like I said, it has been personally rewarding, though. And yeah, if you guys have any interest, those listening live, listening after the fact, thank you for being here, as always. I always want to thank you for spending some time with me. You have 1,001 options for things you can do. You can listen to the radio, you can watch TV, you can work. You can watch other streamers that are much more attractive than me. Those are some great pants. I would rock those. The pants that this guy's wearing? I don't think you can see his pants. The tunic. It's a tunic. But yeah, all the work, everything I've drawn this entire month has been uploaded to my Redbubble shops and my TeePublic shops. I need to get my imprint store kicked on too. That's where people will be able to get prints of stuff. You can get prints of stuff on Redbubble. They offer like framed prints, like acrylic block prints and stuff, but I feel like imprint is kind of more where people go to for that kind of stuff. But you know, from the reference, leg coverings, but yeah, if you have any interest, feel free to take a look. Get this boulder. So this will go, we'll have a little bit of light, and then it'll like just vanish off. So that's why I wasn't too concerned today with getting a lot of the art done before, because I'm like, most of this will be in shadow again. Like this. I still need to do my Saturday prompt. See, last week, when I was under the impression, which I was up until the very last second, that I was going to be camping, I was kind of chipping away at the Saturday and Sunday prompt each day so that it was not like an extra thing to do. It was really kind of a good process. I haven't done that, and I need to do that because I'm not going to be free tonight. I have set up tomorrow for my event, and then I'm going to be gone all day Saturday. I would much rather be early than late. I hate being late. I hate being late. I'd rather be early and have it done and not have to worry about it than go after the fact and do it. That is just a thing for me. I'd rather be early than late. So I need to get to work on that. Let's see. Probably do some cracks, right? Because that's fun. Because that's fun. We have fun here. We have fun, don't we? We have our fun. We'll see how this playlist is. I don't know. Undecided if I like it. It's another fantasy. Kind of going for curiosity. Okay. Gotta work on this guy. Gotta work on our guard. My headcanon is that this is one of the guards from the River Elves. So this goes back to the Queen of the River Elves, because that also is a prompt that has no connection to anything else. So I need to connect. But the challenge is, how do I make sure you as the viewer know this is one of the River Elf guards and not just random military guy. So I'll probably bring up that prompt again and see what I did. Maybe I'll copy the pattern from her jewelry. Seems like a good idea. So we'll have a lot of shadows on this. Okay. It's got like the one. What do we got? What do we got for? We got rivets? Oh, we got rivets. Is that it? There's like the little rim going on here. So I spent yesterday, as I mentioned, doing event prep, and it took about as long as I thought it would take. It was about 6 hours. I had a little bit more prep than I normally do because the last show I did was the High Lifestyle show, the Cannabis Tattoo Art Festival, and I just kind of stuck on the new Halloween products directly on. Like, I didn't put any thought or effort into how the presentation was because I was like, they came in like the day before that show. So I was like, I don't have the time for this. So I needed to properly go through and open up all my presentation sleeves and reevaluate how they were so that I could readjust. I also pulled out all of the stickers that are sold out because I'm not going to be reordering anything that's sold out from this point on. So if they're sold out, they're gone. They're gone forever. So I pulled out like Pikachu and Bulbasaur and Goku, and there was a bunch that I had. So it was a lot more work than I normally have to do. But it got fixed up. It's ready to go. Also did a restock on the prints. Did a restock on bags if any customers need that. So it was about 6 hours. It was a good chunk of my day. Plugged in my card readers so they could get charged up. I don't even know if I want... I guess I want eyes. I kind of like the blank silhouette, but I feel like that's not really how it works. And of course, the ears are very important, so I don't know if I want to do how this guy's... I mean, this guy's just wearing a hoodie. He's just wearing a hoodie underneath his... Yeah, no. He's just wearing a hoodie. So... We need to get some armor. Is this on the same layer? No, good job. Good job, me.
Good job. You did it. Drink a Dr. Pepper.
Hey, thanks, Ray. I'm always going to thank Ray for that, by the way. Because it's Ray's voice in my head. You understand. Thank you, whoever actually played that. Thank you, Ken. Alright, let's see. Good job. Drink a Dr. Pepper. CRF_artroom is here. Carlos is here. This guy looks nosy. Guys, now that Carlos is here, I've been waiting for you to show up. Yep. That's the sound when Carlos arrives. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Alright, now that Carlos is here, guys, look at this. Look at this. If you can, look at this. Look at this. Are you looking? Are we all looking?
It's probably the best drawing I've ever done.
How on a scale of 1 to 10, how adorable is this? This is adorable. This is adorable. This is a commission that Carlos is working on. He said the client doesn't like this one. That's a travesty. That's a travesty. The client doesn't like this. The client doesn't like this. Doesn't like this. Does not like this. Unacceptable, Carlos. You finish that Mew. You give the people that Mew. I'm telling you, the people want it. The people want the Mew. Give them the Mew. That Mew is great. Isn't it great? It's adorable. It's great. Come on. Give us the Mew. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do Mew with a heavy coat, and it is such a good idea. Look at that, Carlos. And the client didn't like it. Get out of here. Get out of here with this. What are we doing? I mean, the client's always right. They're the ones paying. But sometimes you're like, really? You know, sometimes they just don't know what they want. And you just give them what they want, even though they don't know what they want. And it just is what it is. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. That Mew is great, though. Absolutely adorable. Absolutely adorable. Had to give some NYC puffy coat fashion. Yeah, man. They said they're going to think of something. Yeah, well, let them think, man. Let them think away. I guess I need to kind of draw. I didn't even draw the anatomy first. I just started like drawing articles of clothing, which is not probably a good idea. I'm already like getting confused at where his body is and what's happening. Should it be like... What do I want to do? There's a cafe here that I used to do those. I made exclusive stickers for them once. Look at you. Carlos has always been successful. He just wants us to think that it's like this aspirational dream that he's never been able to achieve. Hopefully I didn't bite myself in the butt by not doing the final art on this before. I kind of figured, I'm like, nah, this one will be easy. There's like virtually, it's all just outlines and silhouettes.
Hi, Kevin.
Catherine's here, what's up? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I don't really want him to be muscular. I just want him to be lengthy. How do you do a hand in perspective? See, you're like, how do we make the hand harder? We make it in perspective. That's what we do. What is the prompt? Mining, lurking? See, I was afraid of that. You said mining, and that confirmed that I need to change that hat because it's absolutely not a miner. I was like, this looks kind of like a miner, and I'm like, I don't want that, so I'm gonna have to change that hat. The prompt is remove. Remove. It's so. I was just thinking that. I'm like, it kind of looks like it's a mining hat. I didn't say that out loud. Because sometimes as the artist, you see things and the audience doesn't. And so I'm like, I'm not going to say anything. But it's okay. It's all right. That's one of them explorers. It's supposed to be like a guard. It's supposed to be this guy. Just a classic castle guard, but it's all right. It's fine. We'll fix it. Draw each individual finger like a cylinder, you know. Like a glizzy. Get out of here. Look what you've done, Carlos. Look what you've done. Like a glizzy, you know. Like a glizzy. Get out. So right behind here, like kind of in the ground, will be that same crystal from day 13, this one. When do we get that Glizzy redeem? You are absolutely never getting that, ever. You can check into the CRF art room live streams. All right, let me look at other guard outfits, I guess. Could be... Lol, I only have nut and cool beans. We can do this. I think that's a little bit more, right? That's a little bit more on the nose, would we say? Pun intended? All right, and now I want to open up. Yeah, I think I made a mistake by not doing all this last night. I want to open up day 6 because I want there to be some kind of connection to this character. So this is a queen, and I want you to know that this guard works for this queen. What can I do? What can I do? I think I have his ears lower, I think. I mean, I could give him ear coverings too, but I think that's a royalty thing. That's a royalty thing for sure. I still don't know if I want to give them eyes. I like the visual of their, like, just being the... We'll see. I'll leave it to the end. Carlos, I fully expect you to finish that Mew, man. You know what you have to do. I just don't know if I have the strength to do it. You know what you have to do, man. I could put the symbol, the like teardrop symbol. But it's also probably going to be in black, like in shadow. Maybe I won't worry about that right now. It'll be quick. It's a good one to get back into my marker shenanigans. Marker shenanigans hype. Hey, maybe you'll do that on stream. Maybe. 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 Let's not get our hopes up. Maybe. Maybe Carlos will do a thing on a live stream. Maybe. He might not even be able to live stream anymore. And the internet may stop working. Funny Fix says, yay, the FAA did what I asked. I think you've said that exact same thing like 2 times this month. I'm having deja vu of that comment. Maybe, if my stuff gets here. What are you waiting for? A new router? Well, it's a pleasant surprise every time. Well, good. Well, Ray, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. I'll play this. Do that. Starting to get a little lost in the sauce here on this line art. Like ball head mount things for my camera. I thought you already had that. You literally already said you already had it. Oh, you said you had it and you broke it. Yes. It's all coming back to me. It's all coming back to me now. Okay. I think I'm good enough to move into the final on the at least the environment. Carlos breaks his stuff. Awesome, new camera break. New mount broke. The minor vibes have been removed. Good. Hey, not your fault. Don't apologize. Like I said, there are things a lot of times that artists see, and I'm like, is it just me? Is it just me? Or do other people also pick up on that vibe? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna let it sail, because there also have been times where I pick up on a vibe and nobody else does, and I'm like, good. Then I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna mention it. Not gonna mention it. That is literally the perfect scenario. If nobody else notices, good for me. Something like that. Don't know how much detail I'm gonna bother with. Ooh, that hurt my soul. Ow. Sometimes you get the stylus just at a wonky angle on the tablet screen, and it's just this horrifying little scratch on it. Hate that. Worse than any nails on chalkboard. It is like a combination horrified, uncomfortable. You see the money go before your eyes on nibs, stylus nibs. It's just like you just get it at a certain angle, and it's just like this is horrifying little like scratch on the screen. Ugh. Felt tip? No. No, it's the hard plastic. On my Wacom. And I don't have any screen protector on this. Probably a mistake. Probably a mistake. But that ship is long sailed. Long sailed. Why no felt? I don't know. I just use what came with it. It came with like a dozen nubs, and I've been using them since. Am I a fool of a toque? It feels nice. Does it? You recommend? I'm willing to try. This has like vibes of like Stardew Valley Festival, which is not what this is, but that's what it has vibes of. You guys remember Stardew Valley? I do miss my Stardew Valley days. I'm too burned though. They burned me. They burned me. I will not jump right back into a game that eliminated hundreds of hours of my time. Fool me once. It doesn't make yucky noises? Nice. Were you a Stardew streamer? No, I never streamed video games. I've never streamed video games. So, and I know I've shared this story before, but just in case you didn't hear it. So, yeah, I bought Stardew when it came out on Switch, and I would play it handheld. 2018, 2019, I guess. It was before the pandemic, for sure. It was absolutely before the pandemic. And I was very proud of my farm. I was a big Harvest Moon fan. I was very proud of it. I had like unlocked all the things. I had spent like 300 hours of gameplay in it. And so I was at that point where you're just being fancy, right? You're like, I'm going to make the most aesthetic farm possible. And, and that's what I was doing. I was just, I was in the vanity stage. I had unlocked everything. I had filled up the museum. I had filled up, or whatever, I completed the community center. I put JoJo Mart out of it. Like, I did everything. And I was like, all right, I'm going to make the most beautiful farm on the planet. And so I put so much time into this. So much time into this. And it just so happened, because of my tastes, that the things I liked were very resource heavy. I was like, oh, I like this path. It's like, oh, of course, this path takes this many resources. Like, of course it does. So spending a lot of time acquiring resources and, you know, it wasn't really a money issue, but just getting the things I wanted. And then I did it. So, like, all my paths were a certain material, you know, all that, whatever, doesn't matter. And then the game did a patch update on Switch. And I was like, okay, that's fine. You may update. Did a patch update. And get on that Harvest Moon grind. And in that update, something happened. And my pathway in particular, my paths, I had chosen it was like a red cobblestone path or something. I don't remember. But it was a very resource heavy material. And I had a whole circumference of my farm in that red cobblestone. I had little pathways in the middle. Like, it was fully fleshed out. So they did this patch update, and something happened with that texture. And it changed it to a horrifically ugly thing that I'm like, what is this? It was like someone had removed all my red cobblestone paths and replaced them with blinds, like plastic blinds. And I'm like, these are horrific. And like I said, I'm at the point where I'm like in the vanity stage. I'm just like making it look beautiful. I've already done all the gameplay. I just want it to be the best, beautifulest farm ever. And they killed all my beautiful red cobblestone. And I was like, wow, okay. So I'm like, you know, I was really angry. I was very angry. Stepped away, took a breather. Came back and I'm like, all right, I guess I'm redoing all my cobblestone paths again. And I mean, it was literally the whole farm. And so I spent like a day in the game removing all of the horrific, weird thing that had changed all my paths to. Like going back and physically removing them all. And then I needed to make new cobblestone. And again, it was very resource heavy. It was very expensive, very resource heavy. But I did it. I had enough, and I did it all again, a second time. And I was like, there we go. And then I was out. Like, all the resources I needed to make those was gone. I had depleted everything I had collected. And I fixed it. And I was like, you know what? I'll be the bigger person. I don't know what happened. I don't know why some patch update did this to me, but whatever. I'm back in. It's fixed. All is resolved. Water under the bridge. And then I'm not even kidding. Like a week later, they did another patch update, and it happened again. The exact same thing happened again, and I was furious. It's like, really? You really just undid my work, not once, but twice you undid my work. Okay. I never turned it on again. It's like, nope, I'm done. I was so mad. Still mad. I cannot bring myself to play it again. Nope. So mad. And I was like, I was even joking to myself. I was joking to myself when I was updating it. And I was like, really? We're doing another patch update? It's been like a week since the last one. And I was laughing. I'm like, is this to undo my work again? Is that what this is? Like, I'm like, there's no way. But I was like, is this like some effort to undo my work a second time? And it did its update. And then I logged in. And I'm like, wow. So you did undo my work a second time. Okay. All right. It did the exact same thing too. Like, deleted all of my red cobblestone paths and turned them back into that ugly, like, white wood slatting. I'm like, that's not what I want. I literally spent an ungodly amount of time and money and resources not doing this. So that was the end of my Stardew Valley days. Probably for the better. But I miss it. I miss those days. I might not do any halftone at all in the, at least here, like with the rock. It kind of feels nice to have that extreme difference between all black and all white to show how bright it is outside versus the inside. I'm so ready for this month to be done. Don't forget, Count Hinkula goes away. 5 days. Count Hinkula's gone. If you want one of those stickers, you're running out of time. Running out of time. I have 26 now. I think. Maybe 25. But, and this is what continues my woes of why is this year been so bad to me. But I believe at this point in time last year I had given away all 30. So definitely a dip. The dip in all the trend lines continues to be down for me in 2023. It's kind of weird. I don't understand. I got more products, more options. I'm also kind of bummed because this year I gave my friends over at Ghost Frickin' Talkin', I gave them a coupon code this year. I've never done that before. They usually promote my stuff heavily, and I'm very appreciative. Very, very appreciative to them for doing that. And I was like, you know what? Let me give them a coupon code because they always do this, and if they send people over my way, I want them to save money. So I gave them a unique code. Not one person has used it. Not one person has used it all month. It's like, all right, okay. Carlos says, you're doing great. I don't know what I'm going to do when this is over. I might quit my job. Something extra crazy happening? Out of the ordinary, man? You're welcome to vent. I do a lot of venting. Other people can vent. I also have a commission I need to finish. It's an easy one. It's just line art, no color. Of a cartoon Wildcat that I was talking about yesterday. And I've got the approval for the final art, so now I just need to do it. Thinking it'll take me an hour and a half to 2 hours. Maybe. Might not even take that long. Might just be an hour. Well, haven't they also made no new... They have. So. He was very apologetic. Because that crossover stream we did was fun. I have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun with him. But it was like abysmal numbers. And I was like, this is kind of a shame. But yeah, they dropped off this year. They used to do like a podcast every 2 weeks. And then that was like in their peak. And then they went to like once a month. And then they went to like once every 2 months. And then this year, they've like done one new podcast like every 4 months. Cue the Michael Scott doing the cringe face. You're losing your favorite coworker. His name is yeah, okay, sure. All right, man. I'm glad that I've all of you guys that have been sticking around, listening while you've been working and stuff. I'm happy to have provided some entertainment. You are also appreciated in keeping me company during this. Even though it makes the prompts take a little longer, this is the tradition. The tradition is I live stream each prompt. I've done it every single year I've done this. What do you do normally, Carlos? Do you like just listen to music? You listen to video game covers? That's kind of what I do. Usually when I'm just sitting here not live streaming and working, I listen to video game music, or I catch up on any podcasts that I needed to catch up onto, but there's not a lot that I listen to regularly. I listen to news so I can know how much the country's on fire. And then, yeah, usually like video game music. I don't really watch anything because that distracts me from what I'm trying to do. Ken was amused. You suffer? Oh, all right. What do you do all the rest of the year? Oh, I just suffer. Oh. Oh. We got to carve our pumpkins, too. We got 3 pumpkins just sitting in the kitchen. I try to wait till the very last minute because, you know, they'll just go rotten. Especially sitting outside in Connecticut with the constant rain, and it's cold, and it's freezing temps every night. It's like, yeah. Gotta do something. Usually music or podcasts. I see. You know what was funny, Ray? Like hours after the stream. I was just sitting there and I was like, Ray said he forgot I existed. It just randomly hit me. It was funny. Watch you on Tuesday. Yeah, so Tuesdays will still happen. So there you go. Tuesdays, but they'll go back to the later time. Not that it's really late, but like usually Tuesday live streams are like 11:30 noon. That's kind of like when I try to do the Tuesday ones. Oh, that's right. Ray said he forgot I existed. I had a delayed response on that one, okay? Alright. It's called Streamer Brain. It's real. Look it up. It's real. Look it up. Yeah, so I'll go back to the Tuesday streams will keep happening, probably a little bit later, because they normally are like noon. And I'll probably in November, and I need to make sure Brian has no objections. I don't know why he would, but probably all the Tuesday streams will just be me working on Pro Gamer's Guide, because I'm really trying to get it done in November. Those are good because they'll take me through most of my day. Well, that's good. That's good. But yeah, November is the Pro Gamer's Guide grind is what November is. Of course, things could change if I get a job. That'll really put a wrench into that. I mean, I kind of also need a job, so I'll keep looking. I've only got 2 shows. No, I have 1 show in November, and it's not a big moneymaker. It's like a little craft fair, so it's like I'll be actively looking for jobs, and I'll need to be taking on commissions, so it's kind of a, you know. But any other moment that I'm not doing that, I'll be doing Pro Gamer's Guide. Looks pretty good, huh? take this. I want to make sure it's exact. For those eagle-eyed folks. You know how they be. You know how they be. So, like this. Put it at a little bit of an angle. I was brainstorming names the other night, trying to figure out what I want to name this thing. It's so tough because, you know, your brain gets so attached to certain names, right? It's like, oh, this is called Essence. It's like, I can't call it Essence. This has been called Essence my whole life. And it's like, yeah, and then Resolve. That's a great, like, Resolve's a great name. That's a great name. It's hard, like, getting your mind off of those. I have a whole sheet full of names that I was trying. I don't know if I like any of them, really. For Ray specifically. What's for Ray specifically? Music or podcast? What you talking about, Willis? I guess I would need to know why it's called that. Yeah, me too. So. So yeah, the storyline of this whole thing. What does it all mean? What are we doing? Why are we doing it? So, as a kid, I love the idea of, like, collecting. I don't do that as an adult. Thank God. I don't have any problems obsessively, compulsively collecting things. Like, there's nothing in my house that is, like, crazy. Nothing. I promise you. But I like the idea of collecting stuff like Pokemon, like, gotta catch them all. Back when it was a thing where you can actually do it, right? You can actually collect them all. Now it's just stupid. But when you could actually do it. Also, I liked the quest of trying to get everything, like Inuyasha, getting all the shards together to make the pearl, right? It was a pearl. Yes, that is exactly it, Ray. Essence is because the crystal, the rock, holds the essence of a thing in it. Every single one has an essence of a thing in it. So, like, this one has the essence of shadow in it. Okay? My childhood bootleg Pokemon were named Roll Rolls. Yo, Roll Rolls. That's awesome. That's amazing. Roll Rolls. I love it. I love it. So yeah, the first name of Essence is like the thing. It's the thing in the rocks. And then the second name of Resolve was cool because it's like that's the character's journey. He's got to be determined to get all of these things and collect all these things, and he's resolved to do that. So those are kind of the initial thinkings. How broad can we go? Is there an essence of boogers? Probably. No reasoning. They in fact did not roll. Gotta roll them all. Gotta roll them all. Gotta roll them all. How well do you guys know the poker rap? I used to know it decently well. Charmeleon. War Turtle. Tentacruel. Ammonite Aerodactyl. But so yes, good guy is, I don't know, trying to collect all of these essence for some reason, and as I've thought about it over the decades, there's like just, I don't know, countless essences of everything. But then also, and I agree, this one of the workshopping conversations I had with Jeff about this was that it can't be endless. Like there has to be a number, there has to be a definitive, there are this many. And I'm like, yep, you're right, there does need to be a finite number of how many of these things there are, which I just never really, you know, sat down, because like I said over and over again, I've never really sat down and tried to piece this whole thing together. It's just like, it's just a thing. So there needs to be a finite number of how many of these things there are. I don't have it. I don't know what it is. But some of the obvious, right? The obvious ones, like, I have seen that, Ray. I've seen that video. It's insane. Pikachu, Blastoise, Wigglytuff. Monkey Noodle? Monkey Noodle? We could have a whole show on things Carlos says. On today's episode, Dengimon. But yeah, there was some guy at an event of some kind somewhere at a convention, and he did a panel. And the whole panel was about all this research and time and effort and energy into making a complete updated version of the PokeRap that included every single Pokemon up to that point. And it was very entertaining, well done. And like, it was a whole panel, like an hour-long panel leading up to just singing the rap. But it was like, it had to start with why and all the effort and the time, and I get it. But like, everyone's just like, just sing the rap. And it was like, the whole thing was like leading up to the rap. Monkey Noodle. So yeah, he's good guy trying to collect all these things. He doesn't, why? I don't know. I've kind of gone with the theory that some divine celestial being, which ties into that character I drew a couple days ago, has put him on this quest. Doesn't necessarily want to be on this quest. He's just being told to do it. Bad guy, whoever bad guy is, that's been the one major component to the whole thing from the beginning, is I've never put a concentrated effort into who the bad guy is. I've put a lot of effort into random baddies and like villain of the week, but not who's the main bad person and why do they not want this to happen. I think the easy answer is that they want all of them, right? That's the answer. They all grant powers and or abilities of the essence they contain. So the answer comes when you figure out what happens when you get, yeah, I don't know what happens. You give them back to the something. I feel like they all, it was all together. This is just me brainstorming in real time. They all these components were together, and for some reason this divine entity decided to split them all up, crystallize them, and send them down to Earth for some reason. Why would she have done that? That seems dangerous. There had to have been some major crisis. Maybe there's some fallen, Lucifer type character, fallen angel who wanted to do nefarious things, and the only way to save it was to give it mortal form and send it down to hide with the citizens of the realm. Send him on her creature on wild goose chases. So the point is to collect them all and give them back? I don't know. It seems stupid. It seems dumb. That's why I'm not a good creative writer. I just think things look cool. But yeah, each thing, so like there's an essence of flight, and if you get it, you can fly. Like, you know, straight up just fly, levitate. Essence of electricity, you would have the power of electricity. But then I was also thinking, if you just keep collecting them, do you get more and more powers, or can you only use one at a time? These are all very valid questions, and I don't know the answers to them. How much are you into subversion? What does that let you do? Why does the divine... I don't know. Can always be that the good being did split them up to hide them, and turns out the angel is actually the evil one trying to get them all. Ooh. You love a good twist, a good M. Night Shyamalan twist ending. I'm not against it. Today's M. Night Shyamalan twist ending is... You fool, you've brought them all to me. Just like every Ganondorf story. I knew you would assemble them all and bring them to me eventually. Could be. I really need, like, to dedicate solid time to planning it out. And I've never done that. It's always been piecemeal. It's been here or there. It's been thinking about it while I'm dealing with other things. It's like, you know, I've never really just put the time in. Oops. Whoopsies. I like the Infinity Stone approach. The stronger you are, the more you can use them. Yeah. Not bad. Jeff had a cool idea too, which again, it was his, so I'm not going to repurpose that without his involvement. But where nobody could physically use them, they could only be put into weaponry and equipment and stuff. Like you had to have smiths that were trained in incorporating them into things, and that was an interesting idea. But yeah, I'm gonna move away from that out of respect to him. Kind of almost feel like this is too much. Yeah, well, whatever. All right. But yeah, so just, you know, another idea, a thing that was put into the ether is that there'd be essence smiths that could, which is how the smith was created in that storyline, that are trained to create items, equipment, armor, swords, shields, hammers, things that can utilize the power of them. Otherwise, you just having it doesn't mean anything. Can't do anything with it. Do I need this? No. All right. Save. Well, maybe they're like precious gems, and they start out weak and rough, but if you polish them up and give them facets, they become super strong. Maybe. Could be. Carlos is back. You know what I'm going to leave to the absolute last possible second? These hands. Catch these hands. So I should definitely redraw all of my rolls, right? Absolutely, man. 100%. If you have to ask, you already know. For sure. For sure. But you need to start with that Mew. The Mew. We all saw the Mew. Everybody saw the Mew. Look at this Mew. Look at this Mew. Get out of here. Get out of here with this adorableness. Lizards with Super Saiyan hair. Nice. That's how you do it, man. Living that dream. Long live the rolls. Gotta roll them all. At some point, I need to buy Mario Wonder. I'll play it when I retire, of course, but I do own like all of the major Mario, Pokemon, Zelda games, even if I don't play them ever. I have them. I have Tears of the Kingdom. I've never opened it, but I have it sealed for that one day when I can retire. For my day when my art becomes my hobby again. That's probably what'll happen. That's when I'll probably play them. I have all the Pokemon games. Scarlet, Violet, Let's Go, Sun, Moon, X, Y. Like all, I've never played any of those, but I have them all. How do I want to do this? How did I... Okay. Oh, I need that too. Yeah. I mean, I have no, like, immediate desires or urges to play it. I just need to make sure I have it so that one day, I definitely have some Mario games that I've purchased that I have not played. Like, what, the 3D World port with Bowser's Fury? I have it. Never played it. And I'm still like a physical game kind of guy. Like I have phased out of my need for physical media in terms of DVDs and CDs and things, but games, I have not phased out of that. Like I feel I'm always worried that if I don't have a physical game, there's going to be some update somewhere and I'm not going to have that game anymore. Because, see, Stardew Valley has scarred me. I am now officially scarred. See what happens? Scarlet and Violet are the most fun bad games I've ever played. It's so funny because... I mean, I guess that's saying a lot to your character, Carlos. You are a make lemons out of lemonade kind of guy. There's so many people that like hate those games. And I've never played, so I don't know. But like the glitchiness, people saying it felt rushed. And I mean everything I've seen from it, which hasn't been a lot, but it doesn't feel like a nice step forward. Oh, I forgot about Arceus. I got the Arceus one. It doesn't feel like an evolution, pun intended. It doesn't feel like an evolution of Pokemon. It just feels like just more of the same and more of the same. And it's like... there has to be a big step forward. And I think what we saw with Mario Odyssey was a massive, amazing step forward for Mario back then. And then what we saw for Breath of the Wild was a massive step forward for Zelda back then. And we haven't had that with Pokemon. It's kind of just been the same thing. But I feel like I heard a lot more positivity about Arceus. I like stuff on a shelf. Oh. Alright. Arceus is much better. Nice change of pace. Ray liked Arceus. There you go. See? Proof's in the pudding. Proof's in the pudding. Who's eating pudding? I don't know how much of this how much of this I should care about actually drawing, because it's all like basically in shadow. I want this to be really bright. Like I'll probably toss in some glows and stuff because I want it to be like you unearth the rock and it's like you're temporarily blind for a second because of how bright it is outside. So he's gonna be mostly sure. The ears, I'll leave the ears. That's for sure, having some light go through them. But get murdered by Ursa rings. All right. That is certainly a take. Who doesn't love a good Ursaring murdering? I just had a revelation, Carlos. I just had a revelation. I was just gonna say, do you guys remember how insane it was the first time you ever played You went from Pokemon on the Game Boy to Pokemon Stadium, and how it was everything was 3D, everything was fully animated, everything was like all the attacks were animated, and it was like mind blowing. It was mind blowing. And I was sitting there, and then I started, before I even said this out loud, I was thinking, oh yeah, Pokemon Stadium. And I was thinking about Pokemon Stadium, and I'm like, wait a minute. Is the Carlos Redeem for Oh, Another Failure, is that from Pokemon Stadium? How much do I want to go on this? That much, I guess, maybe? That's like too much. It is. I never knew where it was from, actually. I didn't know where it was from. I was like, that's funny. I kind of thought it was from Smash Bros. Like, it kind of sounds like it's from Smash Bros, but... And it's funny because I was thinking about Pokemon Stadium, and then I was having memories of the announcer's voice. And I'm like, the announcer's voice, I think, sounds like that Redeem Carlos has on his channel for Oh, Another Failure. When does he say that? When an attack doesn't land? The announcer for me is one of the best parts of the... Oh, yeah. I mean, how many times would you just let it sit, right? Just let it sit, and the camera would just pan around. Would just pan around the Pokemon, and you're like, this is amazing. And then, like, every now and then the announcer would say something to fill the dead air. Oh, another failure! They'd always, like, faint. The Pokemon would faint, and then you would, like, catch... You would call them back as they're fainting. It's kind of cool. They're, like, caught off guard and dizzy and in the process of falling back, and then they turn red, and it's, like, life-changing. It was life-changing. The game itself, not very fun. Not very fun. Not a lot to do. Like, admittedly, not a lot to do. You play mini games, and they're fun for, like, 30 minutes. And then you're like, well, all right. How many times can I play, you know, Lickitungs? And so it's like, I'm kind of done. But it was just about the act of seeing these Pokemon for the first time ever on a game in, like, 3D and having a fun. That was enough. That really was. It was enough to be like, this is the best game ever. The game itself, not that great. And especially now where we are, it's like literally no contest. But back then, life-changing. That's why I think people now, if you haven't played it, it's not that great. Because it's like, yeah, this is not that fun. Nope, it's not. But if you were there... If you were there in the beginning... Boy, howdy. If you miss more than once, that's probably right. Oh, another failure! I always thought it was from Smash Bros. I'm like, I think that's a Smash Bros. Thing. My guess, not knowing anything, was that was what happens when you miss or when you fail the target practice or something. That was my guess. I think that's when you fail the target practice. But then I was like, but I kind of also think that guy just says failure, but I don't know. Failure. This is what it would be like for the record, everybody. This is what it would actually be like to work with me. I don't want to toot my own horn, but everyone who's worked with me at every job I've ever done has had absolute delight. It's mostly conversation filled with tidbits of life strung together with pop culture, video gaming, all kinds of stuff like this. One of my coworkers at that last job said that he was incredibly disheartened when I quit because he said, you made this job palatable. I was like, hate to break it to you, the job's not palatable at all in any way, shape, or form. But thank you. Oh. I'm always like, when I struggle to do a line over and over and over, I'm like, why is it just not? It's because the smoothing is off again. It's funny how that little setting can change stuff. The secret was the transfer pack. Bring in your game. Yeah, that was amazing. And I certainly did that. That was like the only thing you had. That was the only reason to do it, was to see your Pokemon in 3D. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like the game itself, not very fun. Not like a lot to do. But for the time, it was incredible. I also remember that I was not as... Like, for me, you could tell that the game itself wasn't very fun. How, when Pokemon Stadium 2 came out, I had zero interest in it. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'd already seen Pokemon in 3D. I don't need to just see more Pokemon in 3D. Like, that's not... It's like, okay, the magic is gone. Like, I had no interest at all in Pokemon Stadium 2. Never even played it, not one time. It's like, nah. I know this formula. Crystal Rosebear is here. I can wholeheartedly agree. Kevin is the best coworker I've ever had. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Did everyone else get a slice of cake from the break room? There was cake? You know what was my least... So I'm going to go on a tangent, because that's what we do. One of my sadder memories from my previously worst job ever, that title has been removed, but Walmart used to be my worst job that I've ever worked in my life. And I was only there for 4 months. I don't recommend, but no shade to anybody that works at Walmart. But I did overnight stocking. So I worked the graveyard overnight shift. 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. And what was really sad, super sad, it might just be the location, but there was all these times, it was laughable. It was laughable how often this happened. But all these times for like somebody's having an anniversary, or there's a special occasion, like, I don't know, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Because back then when I worked at Walmart, all the Walmarts were 24/7. 24/7, 365. All of them. I don't think they are anymore, but back then they were. You do love tangents? You know what, Ray? You can leave. No, don't leave! So there would be these special occasions, and they would cater in food for us. Really nice, right? Really nice. That's nice. You're working on Thanksgiving Day. Let's cater you in some food, some Thanksgiving meals. But every single time, I would come into work, and I would usually stop in the break room first. And the break room was massive. Massive. The break room was like the square footage of my house. And it filled with it was like a cafeteria. Because that's, you know, a Walmart has like, I think an average Walmart has like 200 employees. And so I'd come in, go to the break room first, And I'd be like, huh, what's this? And there'd be on the side of the wall, like a string of folding tables with the foil trays, right? Filled with foil trays, all empty. Little crumbs in the corners and little clues as to what may have been in there once upon a time. Maybe if it was like a pasta dish, there was some noodles still stuck to the rim. If it was like brownie, you'd see like the little brownie bits and like, you know, plastic cutlery and forks and stuff. I'm like, what is this? What was this? And you see like this note on the wall, and it's like, thank you so much on behalf of management for working on X, Y, or Z, or working on this day, or thank you to so-and-so for their years of service. We're going to miss them. Blah, 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 blah. I don't like that. The point of that story is that they always brought in all this food for the full staff, for the entire staff. And it was never for the overnight, which the overnight was like 75 of us, but never for the overnight. And so we would just get to come in and see all the remnants of all the food that the day shift got to eat. And it was like, oh, all right, okay, well, good for them, I guess. And I think what it was, because I don't think they're that dense. I don't think they're that stupid that they just straight up like don't acknowledge that there is an overnight. I think what happened, total theory crafting here. I think what happened every time, sadly, every single time, is that they definitely ordered enough food for 200 people. But what would happen is in the course of a 12, 14-hour day during the day, all the daytime people would have, you know, firsts and seconds and thirds and fourths and fifths helpings of this food. So by the time overnight, it's all gone. At least that's what I tell myself, because I'm like, I refuse to think the management is just like, oh, just screw overnight. I know that they like literally stock the entire store, but they don't need anything. I refuse to believe it's intentional. But not one time in my entire time working at Walmart did I ever get to partake in any food that was catered. I got to see tray after tray after tray, day after day, for other different occasions. Never had anything for me, or anybody that worked overnight. That's my story. Thank you. Worst job of my life up until recently. That honor has been bestowed to someone new. But yes, no shade if you work there. God bless you. God bless you if you work there. Gotta do what you gotta do. I understand. I might be applying to Walmart soon. I was like, well, you know who I bet would hire me? I bet you Walmart would hire me. I bet you Walmart would hire me. I was thinking that the other day. And I was like, man, Kevin, you remember how bad it was, though? I'm like, it was bad. But I have had worse now. That's what I was telling myself. I was like, I have had worse now. I think I'm doing way too much detail on this, right? This is going to be all shadowed out. Most likely. Let me do a separate layer. That way I can go back if I need to. Don't know how much of this I want to put in the shadow. This also doesn't really matter. I don't know why I'm messing around with this line. It's just shadows. Hour and 43 minutes in. I think we're good. I think we're good. No doodle stream tonight if you're just tuning in. I got Cub Scouts tonight. Trunk or treat. We got to go do some trunking and some treating. And I think we're okay next week. I was about to say I think there's not going to be one next Thursday too, but that is not right. Funny Figs throwing pennies at me. Thanks, man. Was that for the story? Is that because you're feeling sad? Is that pity pennies? Hey, look, Twitch gave me some free... Hey, that's cool. What'd they give you free bits for? I want free bits. They used to give bits if you would watch ads, like, voluntarily. I remember that. That was a thing. Saving you from Walmart, man, it's going to take a lot more than that to save me from Walmart. You're appreciated. I don't know. Yo, man, I don't know. They used to do that. That used to be a thing. There was a place you could sign up on Twitch. I remember looking into this myself. You could sign up and say, I volunteer to watch ads if you give me free bits that I can give to streamers. And you could watch ads, and they would give you bits, and then you give the bits to the streamers. There's a lot of nefarious things. Like, when you really drill into it, there's a lot of nefarious things that, like, Twitch and Amazon, or mostly Amazon, does. That, like, when you really think about it, you're like, think about what you're doing. Forcing these people to watch ads because they want to support these creators, and they don't have any money themselves to buy bits. So force them to do that. Like, there's a lot of levels of nefarity going on. Just like how Amazon and Twitch takes 50% of any money you earn here. That's a high chunk. I get that you gotta pay platform fees. Totally. 100%. I understand. I pay fees for everything. Venmo, PayPal, Stripe, which is on my website. Like, that's the most direct way to support me by buying stuff, but I still pay a fee. Still pay a fee on every sale I do. But 50%? Really? Come on. It's a lot. I don't see Daddy Bezos in here streaming with me. Where are you, Daddy Bezos? The house always wins, man. Yep, Ray knows. Ray, don't forget your victory, okay? The FAA did what you wanted them to do. Don't forget, don't lose sight of the victory. I always feel so nice when my booth setup is all properly reconfigured and straightened up and restocked. Like I feel good. Cause like I know when it's not. I know when it's sitting out there in the garage, which is usually where I house it, in my totes. I know when it's like in disarray and it needs to be restocked and the signage needs to be updated or tweaked, or the new stickers need to be added to the signage. Like I know it. I can feel it. And when it's all straightened back up again and restocked, and I always feel good about that. It's like, look how good this looks. I haven't touched it since the High Lifestyle show, so I needed to tear open my packaging for the show exclusive Gamer Super Leaf, because that is certainly not a show exclusive anymore. Very much up for anybody to buy. It's like, you are no longer exclusive. You are regular. Congratulations. You are being saved. Please do not resist. Congratulations, you are being saved. There's a new Loki today, isn't there? Is today Loki Day? I've been enjoying it, but I still can't shake the feeling that none of it matters. I'm also in the camp that like this whole season is going to be an Ouroboros. The whole thing is going to just start with the end, and so it really is going to be like, did any of it matter? Which is kind of a fun storytelling element, but I feel like, I don't know. When I'm already in Marvel fatigue, I'm like, do I want that? Do I want like a really cool story that like I've enjoyed when I've been so burnt out of Marvel for so long, and then only to be told that it didn't even matter? The beginning is the end is the beginning, and what did it even mean? Do I need that right now in my life? I don't think so. I'm going to slap some halftones on here while I avoid drawing hands. Please stand by. That's pretty much all that's left. Some glow. Put some glow on here. Draw the hands. I'm sure they can write a better story than that. Have you been watching it, Ray? Like I said, I've been enjoying it. I'm watching it and I'm enjoying it, but that's my fear. And I watch Screen Crush, which does like, you know, breakdowns on everything and Easter eggs and deep dives, which I enjoy and I listen to. Lovin Waymond. OB. Yeah, but so far I understand very little. Yeah. So I watch their content and I love their content, and they're usually incredibly on the money with a lot of their theories and their breakdown. Like they're usually on the money. And they were also the ones that were like, we feel as though, because there's a lot of clues. There's a lot of clues that all of this is just going to end the way it started. Like the first episode will be the last episode. There's a lot of context clues to support it. Put a little bit of white, I guess, on this. He was great on everything. I still haven't seen that. I wasn't necessarily interested, but just because I wasn't necessarily interested because I couldn't understand what any of it was about. Like from the trailers, I'm like, I don't know what this movie's about. So since I don't know what it's about, I'm not really interested in watching it. Like I could literally not tell what it was about. Like I have no clue what this movie's about. If you want a movie that does multiverse right, that's the one. Interesting. Should I leave the eyes? I really like the eyes like that, but should I add pupils? Should I add pupils? Give it to me straight, Doc. I can take it. Definitely one of my favorites.
No matter how anybody says it is. Feels good to have made something.
That's right. Sure does. Have I told you lately how much I hate hands? I think this is right. I'm gonna give him the arm guard that I had originally given the that plump ogre. That plump ogre had arm guards in the initial concept skit, and I got rid of him. I was like, nah, he needs to be more like, even more like rough looking. Like he has nothing. He needs to be more what's the word? Scrappish. Should have nothing. He's got one tattered cape and tattered pants. Nothing else. Nothing else. Give him nothing. This hand looks like both right and wrong at the same time. Does that make sense? Both right and wrong. Both at the same time. I guess that's how all hands look. Both right and wrong at any given time. Alright, I'm gonna just make the arm guard like just black. And then maybe this? Maybe? ugly. It's kind of ugly. Maybe he's just wearing gloves. Maybe it's all black. It was all black to begin with. Ugly. 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 Bingo, it's ugly, man. Ugly. I think that looks super ugly. When in doubt, just silhouette the whole thing. When in doubt, silhouette it out. Love it. I mean, it's not the most important part of the piece. Let's focus on the details. This should not... We should cut this off. It should be outside. 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 When in doubt, silhouette it out. Set it and forget it. Set it and forget it. Where are the other fingers? Where are you, fingers? There you are. Nope. Oh, yes. Actually, yes. Yeah, I think in my professional opinion, I think some of the best drawings from this month-long challenge are now behind us. I think we're running on fumes, and I think they're haven't been as strong the last couple, which I guess is understandable. I think that happens every year for me. They start to just not be as strong. As is tradition. As is foretold. It's just a lot. It's too much. But actually, let me take a moment. Here we go. Let me save this. I want to show you, anybody who's here, anybody who cares, I want to show you, I think I've landed on this person. Oh God, see, I'm going to try to find it now and I'm not going to be able to find it. That's what's going to happen. I was going to say, I want to show you guys, I think, my favorite artist doing Inktober this year. I think I've landed on this person being like my favorite. But can I find it now? Now that I need it right off the bat, can I find it? Probably not. Probably not. Come on, come on, come on. I don't even know the artist's name. I follow so many artists that like kind of blurs together until they really do something, and then it's like, oh, now I will forever know your name. I don't want to spend forever on this. Come on. Come on. I don't even know what to search. I have no idea even what to search. Problem is I already... Dang it. Dang it. Well, never mind. Well, never mind. So yeah, there's an artist. I originally in this sketch had his other hand on top of this rock. Should I still do that? I guess I should. Don't completely phone everything in, Kevin. I was ready to just hide that behind the rock, but I guess I'll own it. There is another artist who's doing, I think traditional and digital. I think she's doing traditional each day and then scans it in and digitally colors it. They're not black and white. The traditional pieces are black and white, and then she scans it in and colors them. And they are beautiful. They are gorgeous. Every day is gorgeous. Every day is a full-fledged spread, like out of a book, out of a kid's book. And it's following these characters that are very tiny. They are very, very tiny little characters. And so, like, there's a lot of... And there's two of them. They're like, oh, here's these two little tiny characters meeting a giant frog. Or a giant plant. Or they're hiding, sleeping in a hollowed out log. Like, it's beautiful. Every single one is gorgeous. Full spread, beautiful presentation, beautiful work, beautiful style, beautiful everything. And I'm like, you know what? I think this is my favorite. I think this has been my favorite artist that I've been following this month on this. I was going to show one, but now I can't find it, of course. Of course! So, like, it's all one cohesive story, which I know that's kind of what I'm trying to do, too. But this is, like, this is on the nose. This is on the nose. It's one cohesive story. It's literally the same two characters are in every single drawing. They're very tiny. One of them has like a little pink beret or a little red beret, and they're like on this adventure exploring thing. So like for Rise, they had like both the little characters had grabbed the hold of those plants that you blow out the little seeds to like make a wish, daffodils or whatever, like the little fuzz balls. They like grabbed them and they were like flying in the wind, and it's just a cohesive story. Like Dagger, had found a really old, human-sized dagger, so they're tiny. Like they stand on top of the dagger, and it was like embedded in this like piece of a log with vines on it, and they were like looking down at it. Like it's incredible, absolutely incredible. If I ever do it again, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what Ray says. Everybody has all these ambitions, Ray, and then you do it and you're exhausted. But yeah, I think I do think I think the best work I think for me on this month is behind me now. I think I might pull it back in like the last couple days, in the last few days. I did that last year. Last year, I thought they were really kind of falling apart, I thought, to be honest. And then the last few days, like the last 4 days, I was like, these are strong. But see, the thing is, if you recall, I was doing Patreon prompts the whole month. Reed is here. Thanks for the bits, Reed.
Hi, Kevin.
Carlos says, why does everyone want to talk to me today? I don't know, man. You should tell them to leave you alone. I just want to watch Twitch. I just want to get paid to watch Twitch. Carlos is giving me the bits. Thanks, Carlos. You just gave me all those monies you just earned. What was I saying? Oh, so yeah, last year I was doing Patreon submitted prompts up until the last like 4 days, because that was all the prompts. So then I put in my own prompts for the last few days. So like, I thought the last few days were like Korra, the Harvest Moon one, Luke Skywalker. Those came out really nice, but I was like, these are mine. Like I was feeling it. So I might pull it back the last few days. We'll see. How's work today, Reed? How's work today? Look at this ugly hand, Carlos. I hate this hand. I will not redraw it. Done. It's done and it's out of my life. But I hate that. This hand's okay. That one's alright. That one's gross. Also, it may be too small. Maybe? Maybe? Make it a little bit bigger. Let's just hope everybody looks at that hand. Look at the top hand. Look at the top. Share looks like the Harvest Moon one. You saw it, Carlos. So this was last year's Inktober. This was day 30. This was day 30. Harvest Moon. I liked what I did with the corn back here. That was fun. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that rooster. Look at that rooster. Fire and Beast. Those are winners. Hey, thanks for the bits, Ray. Rainy but warm. Driving. Very good. Very good. Very good. Where's the, oh, it's this layer? I need to figure out what I want to do. Those last days are important. Especially the last day. I have to have a banger. I can't do a whole month of original art, original stories, original characters, put my heart and soul in every day, and then the very last day I'm like, meh. You know what? Meh. On second thought, just meh. I think I'm going to phone it in. Fire's the last day. Start playing. I've been thinking about it. Each day I've been looking ahead. I wasn't doing that in the beginning, but now I've been looking ahead. Try to figure out what I want to do. Do I want to try, let me see. I don't know if I want to do this. Do I want to try a reverse halftone? Dare I be crazy and do a white halftone? Ooh, ah, ooh, ooh. Ooh, crazy. Look at me being crazy.
I think I've improved on your methods a bit too. I employed some chiaroscuro shading and...
I'll improve on your methods.
What?
Ray's always trying to improve my methods. I can never do anything right, according to Ray. Ever. I don't think you understand. Most of the time, I'm strong bad in that routine. You're just trying to light my stuff on fire, and I'm the guy that's made this beautiful dragon. You need to draw Kevin as a fiery animal. I don't know what I'm going to do for fire. I was thinking of just doing like a fire creature, a fire monster. Is that a cop-out? Yes. I know what you should do, Kevin. You should do an entire village. You should do a full spread with 50 people that are celebrating some celebration in the town. And they've got a fire in the middle. And everyone's dancing. And there's confetti falling from the sky. And there's a dragon in the landscape. There should be a landscape, too. And in the background, there should be a full landscape with the village and a tower up on the top. It should be beautiful. Yeah, Beast should be a creature, for sure. Beast has to be a creature. You know, Beast has to be. It's Troy's face as he watches his home burn at the hand of the villain. And only he can stop it. I would like it to be a nice hook. right? Something like really fun, but I gotta think. It's kind of a shame that it's gonna land on a weekday and not a weekend. I would love it if it landed on a weekend, because weekends are a lot just more lax for me, and you know, it'd be nicer, but whatever. Tuesday it is. Tuesday it is, I guess. Do a self-portrait where you're Sephiroth and in that famous... It's so funny to me that no one ever, like in the history of my channel, has tried to use the word famous except for spammers and bots. And finally, Carlos tries to use the words famous like every day, and he can't do it. Like every day, every single day. It's incredible. And in the flames, you can have your Inktober pieces burning. Oh, that's nice. Well, it's lovely. It could be yeah, it could be a thing on fire, a building, a house. A barn. A castle tower. All right, where's the, yep. The last day, I just take a total cop-out. Total cop-out. I just do a little tiny, I draw a match. Your ambitions, give it emotion. The passionate flames of his heart soaring. Hope Castle says you could draw in one on weekend, draw for 15 to 20 minutes, then do a ta-da and show the final draw. I've been trying to come into these streams with a sketch, and most of the days, the last week or two, or a little bit, 9 days, 10 days, I've done that, and that's been very helpful. Very helpful, so I'm not burning myself out. Because I'm not about that 5-hour live stream life. I did like 2 of those, and that was enough. That was literally enough. How's that look? That looks good. You could burn your fans. Well, that's one way to do it. I hate you all. Kevin, you don't understand. We all love you and support you. We just don't care about anything you make. Oh, you're right. it's still, I still find it really weird. Like it's a really weird, a very weird mental place to be in, and a weird thing to process when Lego people are like, oh, I knew you before art. I knew you before your time as an artist, and like I'll always remember you as like that Lego guy. And I'm like, it's so crazy to me to process that, because it's like, you don't understand, the Lego thing was the distraction. That was the tangent off the main path. It's a very weird thing for me to wrap my head around. It's like if you spent 35 years of your life, like 35 years of your life as, I don't know, a painter. But during that 35 years of being a painter, you spent 5 years as, you know, a blacksmith. And then everyone's like, I only know you as a blacksmith. I don't, this little tangent you're doing as a painter, it's like, well, but I was a painter for 35 years. I saw that video of you in your shirt. Carlos, you don't help, Carlos. Carlos, you ain't helping. What did I do here? Do I want to do that again? I don't know. Do I? Maybe I do. I knew you when you were awesome. Thanks, Reed. This reminds me of a joke. I'm ready for the joke. Oh, you were all, I was all in, man. No, that's not, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. It's because that's my kind of personality. My kind of personality is when I'm in, I'm in. When I'm in, I am in. Like, to whatever that is. Whether it's a hobby, my business, my kids. Like, if I'm into a thing, I'm in it. But it's like, it doesn't distract from, or it doesn't detract from the fact that it's like, it was still, granted it wasn't a year or two, like, yeah, it was over a decade, but like, my entire life has been an artist. My entire life. My educational background, everything I've ever done in terms of a hobby, like, that's been my entire life. That's why it's so weird for me. Literally, the only reason I even started that Lego path is because I couldn't get an artist job out of art college. that was the reason. Oops, wrong one. My life would have been very different if I had actually been able to secure a art job out of art school. All right, everybody, you ready? Here's the joke. Are we ready? Okay. A backpacker is traveling through Ireland when it starts to rain. He decides to wait out the storm in a nearby pub. The only other person at the bar is an older man, staring at his drink. After a few moments of silence, the man turns to the backpacker and says, in a thick Irish accent, "You see this bar?" I can't even try. I'm not even going to attempt. Thank you for the bits, Reed. "You see this bar? I built this bar with my own bare hands. I cut down every tree, made the lumber myself. I toiled away through the wind and the cold. But do they call me McGregor the bar builder? No." He continued. "You see that stone wall out there? I built that wall with my own bare hands. I found every stone and placed them just right through the rain and the mud. But do they call me McGregor the wall builder? No. Do you see that pier out there on the lake? I built that pier with my own bare hands, driving each piling deep into the ground so that it would last a lifetime. Do they call me McGregor the pier builder? No. But I can't say that, Ray. Ray, are you insinuating?
Oh, Jesus! Oh, God! Oh, Jesus! God! Oh, Mary, Mother of Jesus! Jesus of Nazareth!
Thank you for the bits, Reed. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you for that rousing good story, Ray. I think I want to try and... Whoops. Where did that go? What did I just... What just happened to my new layer? Okay, good. Got it. I was thinking about maybe doing some of these lines that it's like doing... Like on this, how you can see the lines kind of coming out of it. I kind of want to mimic that here a little bit, just a little. So we really drive home the fact that this is the same crystal. Hey, you're the one turning into the spicy stuff. Not really. I mean, only a little bit. I do classy spice, okay? Classy spice, man. No. Let's just calm down, okay? Let's calm down a little bit. What do I want to do here? What did I do? Oh, I guess I did that here. But it was a little bit more... Man, sometimes the filters and stuff, like, they just work. And sometimes they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes they just work perfectly. And then sometimes they just don't. I don't think these are going to work, so that's fine. John Y's here. Hi, just letting you know I got the other package and I love the commission. Can I show it, John Y? Can I show people the commission? I spend 80% of my days screen printing and I still pretend I'm the graphics artist. Love it. I'm very happy to hear that John Y has received his Patreon package. Got a custom commission in there, which I've been anxiously waiting for him to receive. Go for it. All right, so the prompt was the Pokemon. See, listen up, Carlos. The prompt was the Pokemon Screamtail, but like a mechanized robotic version of that Pokemon. And I have a picture of it. I was really happy with how it came out. But I never show these things until the people that wanted them get them, because I don't want to spoil the surprise. I'm listening. So this is the mechanized robotic Screamtail. Traditional. This is a traditional piece. Good old-fashioned marker shenanigans, as Carlos puts it. I was really happy with this. I thought this came out really good. And I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it, John White. Thank you for your support on Patreon. And for as long as you stick around, you can get another one every 3 months. Wower.
It's probably the best drawing I've ever done.
Hey, thanks. I could see somebody like trying to like 3D print, like 3D model this. I can imagine it. Like I can see it. The little cheeks are like little inserts because robots have random panels and sockets and things. So, robotic version of the Pokemon Screamtail, which I had no idea. I didn't know who Screamtail was. I was like, this is like Jigglypuff. Is this Jigglypuff? But yeah, thanks again. Thank you. I'm glad you got it. That's awesome. Now you're all caught up. You got all the things, all the goodies, all the stuff. Another little piece of exclusive Hinkle merch. That is something that anybody that supports on the Patreon, if you're $20 or above, $20 above, you get a custom commission every 3 months. Traditional or digital, up to you. Most people do digital because they can, you know, share it online, repurpose it, do whatever they want with it. But I certainly don't mind doing traditional. I do not mind. Which, once we get to November, everybody's owed up a new one again. So, everyone that had signed up originally were part of it. It's Unga Bunga Jigglypuff. It's future or past it. Is it? God bless the Pokemon Wikipedia. Screamtail's name is derived from the word scream and tail. Thanks, Ray. We can always count on Ray. Remember when you were a kid and you had... Remember dictionaries? Remember when you were a kid and you had to use dictionaries in school to look stuff up? And... because there was no internet. And... there were those there legit were those definitions that were like, oh, this means this and this. It's like, that's literally the words. That doesn't help me. You're just telling me the same words again. Okay? Can we get it together? So, these little tendrils coming out of this one, this is the essence of shadow. Okay? This is the essence of shadow, and the essence of shadow is not a good essence, because shadow and darkness usually aren't by nature. They're not usually great. We're not going to get into the whole, well, you need the dark to have the light. We're not going to get into all that. But normally, not good. People feel unsafe in the dark, and it's just usually not the best. So it's an inherently bad essence, and it constantly wants essence of Sonic. It's the essence of Sonic the Hedgehog. It wants to have life. It wants to move. It wants to cause havoc, but it can only exist in shadow. Like, it can only work in shadow, in darkness. So that's why when you've got things like this, it created this body. It's like, oh, I'll just be this. And you can see the little tendrils are kind of forming up a rib cage to kind of give life to this thing. So it's sitting here, it's trying. It's trying, but it's totally alone in this dark thing, so it's got nobody to do anything. Jump scare potential, future bad guy. So I am assuming this is I didn't put anything in here to like give the clue, so maybe I failed in my task, but I was gonna make this one of the river elf guards that works for the queen, because she has not really been tied into any other prompts for the month, and so he like present this to her. I found this, I don't know, the essence of Link. So you know what's funny is and this is done, by the way, we're finished. Link has the Triforce of Courage, and so forever, for years and years and years, I'm like, oh well,
hey, listen,
Troy has the essence of courage then, right? I think it's too on the nose. It's too on the nose. So I think he has to have a different one. But he definitely has one. He has one. He has one. given one to start, starts with one. I don't know. So it's got to be something else. I don't know what it is. It could be will, right? It could be like Green Lanterns. All the Green Lanterns are literally powered by will. It could be something else. I don't know. How do you draw courage? Well, but see, I don't really have to. The thing is that all of these are things that I just have to draw crystals. That's it. I just have to draw little crystals, and yeah, sometimes the crystals look a little different and they're colored a little different, but it's like I don't have to draw courage. I just have to be like, oh, this grants someone the ability to overcome, intense odds or whatever. Not everything has to be fire, right? Like fire's easy. Oh, this is the essence of fire. Fire will burst out of my hands. This is the essence of water. Water will burst from whatever. But some won't be that easy to see physically. All right, let's get out of here. Stream is done. 2.5 hours in. Perfect timing for me. I'll try to save for tomorrow. I'll try to save one of those. One of the examples I was telling you that I really, really like. My favorite artist for Inktober so far. Let me do one more. Let me go to Instagram and see if it's in my liked history. And then we'll get out of here. We'll get out of here. I can see what I've liked, right? Right? Or no, maybe I can't. Post, tagged, saved. I haven't saved anything. Can I not see? I know you can do that on TikTok. You can go back and see the things you've liked. I can't do that on Instagram. My activity? Yes. My activity, likes. Let's see if I can find. I like a lot of art. A lot of art. I really wanted to show you guys. Come on, surely. Surely. Come on. Nothing? I've been seeing these mostly on Facebook, but I know I follow this artist on Instagram as well. But I've been seeing her prompts each day on Facebook. That's the first place I've been seeing. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So this is Essence of Hio. This is Plump. This artist's drawing for Plump, which was a giant pumpkin, and the two little characters down here eating. Like, this is amazing. Everything about this is whimsical. It's beautiful. It's a whole. It's an entire spread. And it's the same two little characters on these adventures every day. This is beautiful. I'm going to put the link to this artist's Instagram in the chat. I highly recommend checking them out. What is it? Is Masaseke? I don't know how to say that. Freelance visual development artist. 40,000 followers on Instagram. I mean, these are beautiful. Every single one of these. Look at this. Look at this. This is dangerous. This is yesterday. This is dangerous. So the two little characters are on this thorn bush trying to get this. You know, she's dropped her little beret. I mean, it's beautiful. Every single one is so intentional. This is my favorite Inktober artist this year. Here's Shallow. You guys ready for Shallow? Look at that. Look at this. Look at it's beautiful. And it's not like, I mean, come on. This is incredible. Like, do we want to tear this apart? Like, it's a circle. It's 2 lines. Right? I mean, squiggle, squiggle. Like, that look, it's not like incredibly proficient and super detailed, but it's like, look at this. Look at this. Every day, economy aligns, baby. Every day is, please go check out that artist. They're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Look at the side head. The side face. Come on. I'd argue being able to use minimal lines to convey what you want is proficient. Yeah, I would say so too. I would say so too. It's like also, like, you've got like this sketchiness to this. This sketchiness to these rocks. Which almost just looks haphazard, but it's not. It has like the feeling of haphazardness, but it's not. Like, this just goes straight through the other leaf, you know, like. My favorite Inktober artist. Each one of these, every day. These 2 little characters, every day. Let me show you the dagger, and then we'll get out of here. Follow this artist. This artist is incredible. Oh, let me show you. Okay, I gotta show you a couple. I'm gonna show you dagger. I'm gonna show you dagger. Look at this. The 2 little characters stumble across this dagger lodged in this tree. She sees her like reflection. Look at this. Look at this. And then this is the last one I'll show. I can just show all of them. For castle. For the prompt castle. The 2 little characters meet castle people. Castle people. That's a castle dog. Beautiful. Look at the noses. What am I doing? What am I doing with myself? What am I doing with my life? I am absolutely not on this level. Amazing. Go follow that artist. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It has been a delight. We're going to get out of here. Let's raid somebody else. Who should we raid? We have a couple friends that are artists that are live. We can go back to Katrina again, working on Inktober. Or we could go to Chumpy Sketchbook, working on Inktober. We can go to Pumpkin Unicorn, doing the art. Although she gave me the business last time. She said that you know what's funny is the last time we raided her was when I did this one. And she said I cheated because it was too much in silhouette and darkness. So if I go in with this one, never going to hear the end of it. So we're not going to raid Pumpkin Unicorn. Let's see. We can raid. Let's raid. It's been enough days that I am okay raiding Katrina May again. I don't want to be too desperate. All right, so let's go raid Katrina. If you can stick around and say hi, that'd be awesome. If not, if you need to take off, I understand. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a no doodle stream tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another Inktober. Enjoy the rest of your work day, those of you out in the work field. And let's go say hi. Katrina's drawn a trash panda. You'll love to see it. All right, see you guys later.